So this is going to be a bit of a thing. So I'm not going to talk about much about this segment because a lot of what I want to talk about overall, and the reason why this is big, is the spoiler section. Which fair, but for the quick overview, my opinions are mixed in general. So it's mixed, it's complicated. I've got a bunch of spoiler stuff, let's go to that. So, yeah, my opinions on this is, like I said, mixed at best. I'm going to be honest and just say that with this, I'm not a fan of how they do this. Because throughout most of it, I was fine. So I sort of go with the opinion that I just ignore the last bit. But one, as they slowly do more, the thing that I liked about season 1 was the story of, is this real or is this in her head? Is the magic of the time and this real or in her head? And I'm fine with that. Questioning it and actually having it be like, maybe it is real, maybe it isn't crazy, is a fun idea. It really looks at an interesting way, because in season 1, you could make the argument that it's all in her head and it's fully valid. You just don't make it a season 2 death, but I pretend a certain segment does not exist and I just close my eyes and pretend it's not real. But yeah, season 1 had that and I loved it. But how it ended kind of had it, if it had a season 2, it had to either answer that question, in my opinion, or sort of not answering it. But I think the way that they didn't answer it in this way, I did not like. Because the way that I was thinking that it would have done it is it having a sort of thing and it sort of like seeing her and it became in conflict. But obviously at a certain point you need to sort of go either one way or the other. Obviously. And the way that this did it for the first season is something's different. We're going to somewhere new. Someone's alive, someone's this, you've got these memories, you've got all of these things of a new timeline. Okay, the magic is real, he was correct. You see this, you see that. You have all of these experiences. Wait, there's a brother. That's interesting. That's a fun character. Going back, doing this, looking about bringing them in, looking about talking about certain things. Wait, the sister, she's got something on, not the sister, but no, it is the sister. The sister, she's got something unusual. Is she? Wait, she does. It's a whole thing. We're including her now. That's interesting. Obviously, we have the boyfriend is gone and not important, but I'm fine with that. Because even if you do take the ending and I just pretend doesn't exist, but I do need to acknowledge it does exist. He's not really in the series. I think he's kind of in a couple of scenes and then in the ending bit. And it's like, that's interesting. You bring in different paths. So their father's mother. And you bring those in. And it's really fun. And it has conflict, interest. It's really interesting of like, he doesn't want to change things and it's fun and dynamic. And then the whole season was just apparently maybe a dream sequence. Or not. Or another timeline. Yeah. This is not what I liked. Because I'm a person who I like theorizing myself. And the one thing I think a lot of people can tell is if the whole thing, and yes, I know, I had an anime about a Gundam star that I said was in her head, but I actually had evidence for that. Because she woke up in real life. And even then, I claimed I didn't like it. I didn't claim it was a good thing. I liked the series because all the other stuff was amazing and that was just a cliff note. It was like 5 minutes at the end of the episode and it was very questionable about what it actually meant in the bigger picture. It could mean something completely different. But in this, it's here's a portal that goes out to the other timeline. We're going to go to that other timeline, and I'm going to go back. So either timelines are real, and she can jump between them. If that's the case, why not just be like, hey, come into this one. This one's better. Because if, again, most of the series, I like the characters. They were cool. They were interesting. And then, who cares? It probably isn't real and not important and doesn't affect anything if it's a season 3. Bye! It's essentially everything's a dream theory. So yeah. I know I'm getting heated over something that's not really important, and I fully acknowledge that. But it's just a dream theory type ending of like nothing matters. There's what essentially happens, and there's another game which I am thinking, which is it's like the D-mail. I forgot the actual name of it, where like he sort of like goes back, and you have the first game that sort of deals with it and ends it, and you have the second game which essentially takes place in between just after a certain point and just after the ending. So overall, you can play the first game and it doesn't matter. And the reason why I don't mind that is because it kind of implies that the characters still exist in a sort of way. So they do have some sort of impact, but it's not as much, and it's kind of weird. But I like it because I like the D-mail system and it's a video game. And also it was kind of hinted at in the first game that like timelines, and that deals with time travel, which is a lot more interesting and fairer to deal with like absolute bit stuff. I still kind of find that a bit interesting, but it's like, oh, essentially like you could play the first game and the second game is just fun filler. Some choices are really interesting because of character choices, but overall the first game kind of shows the ending already. The choices were already made. It's more talking about how it went to that end, which is fair. But with this, is essentially you could watch season 1, go to the end of season 2 just as she's about to go back to her original timeline, and then be like, oh look, it's fine, and you would not miss anything in season 2 because technically none of this matters. I'm sorry, but if you build all of these characters up, all of these things, for instance, is there a huge thing about anything to do, any of her Roman season 2 correct about her sister in this one? Who knows? Do they have a secret half brother? Probably, maybe not. I don't know. Is any of the thing that the conflict between the father and his mother anywhere near correct or relevant? Probably not. Or you can say the same with the others, but that was still persuading maybe it's not real. The whole thing was debating if it was real. That was a debate. Is it real or is it fake? Are we doing this magic or is this all fake? And that was the drama. Is it real or fake? This is the whole subplot is fake, who cares? So yeah, I know that's a bit of a downer, but it's just dream theory. And I don't like it. It's souring every single time I do to think about it. But yeah, let's move on. Yeah. Here's the Patreon. And the one thing I'm going to quickly add is, even though I'm saying it with this, if there's any comments either in TikTok or this, I will just keep an eye on it. So yeah, for something I don't have sour taste to something I think is one of the best, and I will stand by it, best DC character, period. Wait, where's the book? I can hold it up. I actually got this from TikTok. There was a channel that was like comic books that you would recommend, and someone recommended me this. I would also like to point out, it's a bit weird, it's a bit worn out, but that's the point. We're going to talk about this. Yay. But that's tomorrow, not today. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Even though I was the most Debbie Downer that I'll probably be, sorry about that. But I hope you enjoy, and Good night.